Look what happened. Is this crazy?
Donald Trump has clinched a second term in the White House after a landslide election victory, and financial markets are in a frenzy. From Bitcoin hitting an all-time high to a spike in Dogecoin, markets are reacting to what could be a transformative impact on the economy. At this point, a clean sweep of the House, the Senate, and the presidency is certainly on the cards and looking highly likely. This gives the Republican Party unbridled power to enact the changes that they were voted in on. In every state, he has performed better than in 2020. But what does this mean for your investments? In this video, I'm going to dive into the Trump trades. That is the asset seeing the biggest moves and where they could be heading under a Trump presidency. Let's first take a look at the crypto markets. Bitcoin has reached an all-time high, surpassing $75,000 a coin. This is an increase of over 8% today alone. It was building throughout the day as results started rolling in. Investors are obviously anticipating that a Trump presidency could bring a friendlier environment for crypto. He's even pledged to make the United States the Bitcoin and cryptocurrency capital of the world. Trump, of course, is an advocate for lighter regulation, and it's clear that investors believe that this is positive for the outlook of crypto. But it wasn't just Bitcoin that saw massive gains, as every major cryptocurrency saw gains for the day. Dogecoin, in particular, has had a great day, up over 22%. Known for its appeal within social media circles, Dogecoin's connection to internet culture and Trump's strong presence in those same circles likely helped it rally. Elon Musk is also rumored to have a seat at the table in the future administration. He, of course, has been a huge proponent of Dogecoin in the past and has even accepted Bitcoin as a form of currency to purchase a Tesla vehicle. So what might we see in the near future for crypto investments? On the pricing side, many market commentators from Bernstein and Standard Chartered have put out very bullish predictions on a Trump victory. We could also see price volatility immediately after the election. The fanfare will subside, and over the next few months, we could even see policy rumors on Elon Musk's X or Trump's Truth Social platforms. On the regulatory side, while the US government hasn't fully embraced cryptocurrencies in the past, a Trump administration could bring changes here. For now though, optimism is high, and crypto investors are positioning themselves for what could be an era of opportunity, albeit with risks. This is only the beginning of what could be a new chapter for crypto under Trump's leadership. Let's now look at the stock market. The Dow futures are up over 2%, the S&P 500 just under 2%, and the Nasdaq is up 1.7% in pre-market trading. This is almost certainly due to the Trump victory. Trump's historical focus on growth-oriented policies such as deregulation and tax cuts are certainly positive for companies. Tax cuts will enable companies to increase their profits and invest in growth, while deregulation allows them to grow faster with less government bureaucracy in the way. It goes without saying that higher profits and growth is positive in the eyes of investors. It also creates a more supportive environment for American companies to bring operations back to America, a core promise made by Trump to his voters. Traditional energy, defense, and financial stocks also stand to benefit, as Trump's administration has historically been favorable towards these industries. Here you can see ExxonMobil, Lockheed Martin, and JP Morgan have all seen upwards movement in their stock prices in after-hours trading. When the markets open, we are likely to see a lot of volatility as New York awakens to the news. However, there may be concerns that Trump's approach to government spending and trade could negatively affect the markets as well. Large-scale infrastructure projects or defense spending could contribute to budget deficits, which might lead to inflationary pressures later down the track. There may be some sectors as well that stand to lose out from this optimism too. Companies that rely on trade or importing of materials could also be affected by tariffs and trade disputes under a Trump administration. Tech is also at risk as Trump and Vance have their issues with the sector. They have both openly shared their dislike of big tech at length. Trump has even mentioned his desire to break up Google's monopoly. JD Vance even took this further on the Joe Rogan podcast, stating that Apple hires slaves in Shenzhen and that in general he hates big tech. The prospect of renewed economic growth could be positive for the markets, but the uncertainty around Trump's trade and fiscal policies may lead to heightened market volatility. Investors may consider rotating into sectors expected to benefit from Trump's policies, policies such as energy, defense, and traditional finance, while exercising caution with sectors that could be exposed to higher costs or trade restrictions. Now, let's take a look at the foreign exchange market. The US dollar is set to have its best trading day since March 2020. The dollar index, which measures the currency against 6 of its major peers such as the euro and the yen, advanced over 1.5% to its 4-month peak. Trade-related currencies such as the Mexican peso and the Chinese yuan saw some of the biggest moves. The US currency leapt over 3% against the peso to a 2-year high, while against the yuan it leapt over 1%. Trump's tariff and immigration policies are widely expected to be inflationary, which may also explain why we saw the 10-year Treasury note hit a 4-month high of 4.47% earlier today as well. Where it all heads from here is entirely dependent on what policies Trump intends to introduce. Given his likelihood of carrying the House, the Senate, and the presidency, there isn't a lot stopping him and his Republican colleagues from pursuing whatever they see fit. Only time will tell, but as investors, we should be aware of how our portfolios may be impacted by a Trump administration. If you are new to my channel, make sure to subscribe down below to see all of my future investing and personal finance content. Thanks for watching, and I look forward to catching you on the next one. Cheers.